The B-2 Spirit, often called the silent ghost of the air, is a symbol of the U.S. Air Force's absolute power and global strategic deterrence. This isn't an ordinary aircraft. It's a destructive force that can strike anywhere, anytime, without detection. With only 21 ever built, each costing up to $2 billion, it's the most expensive military asset created, owned, and operated only by the world's leading superpower. The B-2 Spirit represents national strength and an unchallenged strategic advantage. Its story is one of American global deterrence, where technological might, strategic thinking, and political messaging converge. The B-2 Spirit emerged from the Cold War's tense atmosphere, where the U.S. military faced a paradox. They could deliver nuclear bombs deep into enemy territory, but only if they could penetrate dense air defense systems. Existing bombers like the B-52 and B-1A were easily detected by Soviet radars. The challenge was to create a bomber that could approach, deliver its payload, and disappear without detection. This led to projects like Have Blue and Tacit Blue, which developed the core principles of stealth technology. By the late 1970s, these principles culminated in the Advanced Technology Bomber ATB project, directly resulting in the B-2 Spirit. Through pioneering theoretical research, the B-2 adopted a flying wing design, optimizing aerodynamics and stealth. Every line was angled to scatter radar waves. External surfaces were coated with radar-absorbent material, RAM. Air intakes were concealed, and engine exhausts were designed to minimize heat signatures. After extensive simulations, the B-2 proved to be virtually undetectable on radar. In 1981, geopolitical tensions and strategic demands led the U.S. Air Force to contract Northrop for 132 B-2s. However, the project faced immediate challenges: an unfinished design, new materials, and the demanding precision of stealth technology. This resulted in cost overruns and delays, ultimately reducing the production to 21 aircraft due to post-Cold War detente and limited military funding. Despite its limited numbers, the B-2's presence is a significant deterrent. It can take off from Whiteman AFB, fly thousands of kilometers across the Atlantic, penetrate enemy radar undetected, drop precision-guided munitions as it did in Kosovo and Iraq, and return as if it had never flown over a war zone. The B-2 has become an enduring symbol of a global stealth warfare, philosophilant, surprising, and precise. It's not just a weapon, but a strategic message. The U.S. can strike anywhere, anytime, when least expected. The B-2 Spirit, a pinnacle of 20th century stealth bombing power, is one of the most complex and expensive military aircraft in history. Its immense size yet sophisticated design is notable, with a wingspan of 52 meters, equivalent to a mini soccer field, and a fuselage length of only 21 meters. The B-2 features 4 General Electric 418 GE100 turbofan engines without afterburners, which significantly reduce infrared emissions and heat signatures, making it harder to detect. The combined thrust of 77 kilonewton per engine allows the B-2 to cruise at approximately 900 km/h near subsonic speeds. While not the fastest, its silence and stealth are its true power. B-2 has a range of 0 kilometers without refueling, allowing it to fly from a U.S. base to targets deep within Asia or Europe and return without landing. With aerial refueling, this range doubles, making the B-2 a truly global strike platform. Its operational ceiling is over 0 meters, allowing it to fly above many tactical air defense missiles. The B-2 Spirit has an empty weight of 71.7 tons, nearly the maximum takeoff weight of many heavy fighter jets. Fully fueled and armed, it can reach a maximum takeoff weight of 170.6 tons, carrying a massive 18 tons of ordnance in its 2 internal weapon bays without compromising stealth. As a flying arsenal, the B-2's internal weapon bays can hold up to 16 AGM-129 ACM nuclear cruise missiles or 16 B-61 B-3 nuclear bombs. For conventional missions, it can carry 8,500-pound JDAM guided bombs or 16 0-pound GBU-31 JDAMs to destroy hardened targets like bunkers and reinforced infrastructure. Uniquely, the B-2 is the only aircraft capable of carrying the 13.6-ton GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, MOP, a weapon that can penetrate dozens of meters into the earth to destroy critical underground facilities. In terms of electronics, the B-2 features a sophisticated active electronically scanned array, AESA, radar, and advanced electronic warfare systems for jamming and deceiving enemy radars. Its multi-directional sensor network provides early threat detection from a distance. These combined specifications create a strategic machine that is almost invisible in the sky, difficult to detect, shoot down, and prevent from completing its mission deep within enemy territory. The B-2 Spirit remains a key strategic asset for the U.S. Air Force, thanks to its blend of superior stealth design, long range, heavy payload, and diverse weapon carrying capabilities. Its combination of advanced engineering, optimized aerodynamic design, and weapon power makes it a primary tool for deep strike operations, preemptive attacks, and nuclear deterrence. The B-2 Spirit's design is an ultimate expression of modern American warfare philosophy. Unlike any other bomber, its unusual bat-wing shape, resembling a spacecraft from science fiction, embodies a cold, strategic philosophy. Absolute stealth, surprise strikes, and immediate suppression of enemy air defenses. Its flying wing design, where the fuselage and wings are integrated without vertical or horizontal stabilizers, eliminates nearly all traditional radar reflecting surfaces. There are no exposed landing gear or prominent air intakes like those on the B-52 or B-1. Instead, the B-2 features smooth, precisely angled curves to scatter enemy radar waves in all directions, preventing them from returning to the receiving antenna. Every curve and angle on the B-2 was determined by hundreds of hours of calculations on Cray 2 and Cray XMP supercomputers in the 1980s, when computing power was still limited, to create the least detectable shape against X-band and S-band radars. The air intakes for its General Electric Phone 110 engines are concealed on the wing's upper surface, shielded by serrated radar scattering panels. Hot exhaust gases are diffused through narrow slits on the upper wing surface, significantly reducing the infrared signature against IRST, infrared search and track, missiles. The aircraft's outer skin is coated with the latest generation of RAM, radar-absorbent material, which absorbs radar energy instead of reflecting it, making the B-2 virtually disappear in space. This design allows the B-2 to fly at altitudes over 15, 0 meters, where the thinner atmosphere saves fuel and extends its range to 0 kilometers without refueling. This enables a new strategy: surprise deep strikes into enemy territory, dropping JDAM or B-61, 12 nuclear bombs on command centers without detection, and then silently departing. Even if enemy radar detects an anomaly, the B-2 is already hundreds of kilometers away, having completed its mission. The combination of stealthy aerodynamics, advanced RAM materials, and electronic flight control technology makes the B-2 the first and only stealth bomber capable of penetrating even the strongest air defense networks. However, this comes at a cost: very low natural stability. The aircraft would be unstable without continuous adjustments from its electronic flight control system. Many are surprised by the B-2 Spirit's complete lack of a tail, a component considered essential for stability and directional control in all modern aircraft. Yet, the B-2 glides stably and steadily through the sky, like an invisible ghost. The secret lies in two key factors: its flying wing aerodynamic design and its highly advanced fly-by-wire electronic control system. In the flying wing configuration, the B-2's entire body is designed to generate lift and maintain aerodynamic balance. The wings have precisely calculated curves and angles, distributing airflow evenly across the 52-meter wingspan, thereby minimizing turbulence and eccentric drag, which could destabilize the aircraft in the absence of a tail. The massive 52.4-meter wingspan of the B-2 is no accident. Every curve and contour of the leading edge is meticulously designed to ensure smooth airflow over the entire surface, generating powerful lift without creating destabilizing vortices. The leading edge is slightly curved downwards to break up turbulent airflow from the start, while the trailing edge features small control surfaces called elevons. These elevons completely replace the traditional pitch, yaw, and roll controls of conventional aircraft. To climb, both elevons move down to increase lift. To turn left, the left elevon moves down, while the right one moves up to create a roll around the longitudinal axis. All these movements are controlled by the fly-by-wire electronic system, as only computers can process quickly enough to keep the B-2 stable in the air. The B-2 is notoriously difficult to fly. Even slight turbulence or changes in internal payload can cause instability. Therefore, its entire flight stability operation is entrusted to a highly advanced fly-by-wire system. Sensors and computers constantly measure speed, angle of attack, wind forces, and bank angle, making instantaneous adjustments to the elevons to keep the aircraft stable without manual pilot intervention. This system performs hundreds of calculations per second, far exceeding human reaction capabilities, allowing the B-2 to maintain perfect balance despite lacking a tail. Hundreds of calculations are performed to determine how much the elevons need to be angled to compensate for these changes, ensuring the B-2 flies straight and smoothly without constant pilot adjustment. In reality, a normal pilot could not fly the B-2 without this system's assistance. The aircraft would immediately become uncontrollable due to the tail's absence, making it extremely sensitive to any air disturbances. The combination of its integrated wing design, which reduces radar cross-section, and its superior electronic control system makes the B-2 an ideal stealth machine capable of flying tens of thousands of kilometers through enemy air defenses while maintaining absolute stability, a testament to how the convergence of aerodynamic art and electronic engineering makes the seemingly impossible, like flying without a tail, a reality. The coating on the B-2 Spirit is not just a protective layer against corrosion or environmental impact like ordinary aircraft. It is a core component of this ghost of the skies, renowned stealth capability. The B-2's surface is covered with a special radar-absorbent material, RAM, coating. A material with a unique molecular structure designed to trap and neutralize radar wave energy upon impact. When enemy radar sweeps over, instead of reflecting the signal to determine the target's position, most of the wave energy is absorbed or scattered, making the B-2 appear extremely faint or even invisible on control screens. What's more, this RAM coating isn't a one-time application. After every long flight or extended mission, technicians at Whiteman Air Force Base meticulously inspect every square centimeter of the surface to ensure the material hasn't chipped, cracked, or peeled. Even a tiny scratch can cause radar waves to reflect more strongly, revealing the aircraft's position. This maintenance makes the B-2's operating costs very high, but ensures its perfect stealth a crucial asset when penetrating deep into enemy airspace. Additionally, the B-2's surface is aerodynamically optimized with slanted edges, avoiding sharp angles or protruding features, which are prime areas for radar reflection. Every detail, from the landing gear doors and wing edges to the engine air intakes, is seamlessly integrated and completely sealed to prevent radar reflection points. Combined with the RAM coating, this gives the B-2 a radar cross-section, RCS, equivalent to a small bird, making it extremely difficult for even the most advanced long-range radar systems of Russia or China to detect when it's flying in high stealth mode. Beyond absorbing radar waves, the B-2's coating and outer shell also reduce infrared emissions, another critical factor in countering heat-seeking missiles. This special insulating layer significantly cools the hot gases from the engine exhaust, reducing the risk of infrared sensors locking onto the target. The synergy of its unique aerodynamic design, RAM material, and special coating transforms the B-2 into a true ghost, silently infiltrating enemy territory almost imperceptibly. This is what has made the B-2 Spirit a strategic nightmare in every sky it flies through. The technology behind the B-2 Spirit's RAM coating is one of the most closely guarded military secrets of the U.S. Air Force, as it plays a pivotal role in maintaining the aircraft's superior stealth capabilities. Essentially, this material is a special polymer blended with micrometallic or ceramic particles that are randomly arranged or structured to absorb electromagnetic energy from radar waves, rather than reflecting them back to enemy radar. The production of RAM requires extremely high purity and precision. Nanomaterial particles in the paint must be uniform in size and precisely distributed to maximize electromagnetic absorption across military radar frequencies. The paint material must also withstand significant thermal expansion when the aircraft flies at high speeds and low pressures in the stratosphere without cracking, as even a small crack can compromise the B-2's stealth. To achieve radar absorption across various frequencies, from X-band fire control radars to L-band early warning radars, this RAM must be manufactured in a multi-layered model. with each inner layer absorbing a specific frequency range. This complex technology is currently mastered only by the US, while other countries like Russia and China are still developing similar quality RAM for their Su-57 or J-20, but have not yet achieved the B-2 sophistication. Due to its complex and sensitive nature, the application and maintenance of RAM coding can only be performed at specialized facilities with extremely rigorous procedures. After each mission, the RAM coating is laser inspected to detect thin spots, peeling, or damage from rain, dust, or impact. It is then meticulously repaired by hand by skilled technicians to ensure uniform thickness and electromagnetic properties. Despite being hailed as the ultimate symbol of American air power, the B-2 Spirit is not entirely invincible and possesses critical weaknesses. Firstly, its operating costs are astronomical. Each B-2 costs over $2 billion to build, making it the most expensive military aircraft in history. Just maintaining its stealth coating after each flight requires hundreds of hours of labor and specialized equipment, driving operating costs to nearly 150 per hour, a figure that troubles the Pentagon. Additionally, while its integrated flying wing design reduces radar reflection, it makes the B-2 prone to instability if its electronic flight control system malfunctions. Without a tail for self-stabilization like conventional aircraft, the B-2 relies entirely on its fly-by-wire system for in-flight stability. If the software or sensors fail, the aircraft can become uncontrollable. This was tragically demonstrated on May 23, 2008 at Andersen AFB in Guam, when B-2 AV-12 crashed shortly after takeoff. The cause was later determined to be high humidity, affecting two outdoor atmospheric pressure sensors, sending incorrect data to the flight computer. The flight control system, relying on this erroneous data, adjusted the elevons incorrectly, causing the aircraft to nosedive and explode seconds after leaving the runway. This was the only B-2 loss in history, but was significant enough to ground the entire remaining fleet for thorough inspections. Besides this incident, the B-2 is also limited when operating in adverse weather conditions. Its radar-absorbent coating is highly sensitive to humidity and temperature, requiring the aircraft to be stored in special hangars when not in use. All these factors mean that while the B-2 is a symbol of power, it also highlights the paradox of modern warfare. To create an invincible weapon, one must accept its fragility to the slightest technical error. The B-2 Spirit is more than a stealth bomber. It's a testament to technological daring, ahead of its time innovation, and the U.S. Air Force's strategic ambition in the new era. For over 3 decades, the B-2 has silently flown through the harshest skies, delivering unspoken deterrence messages to all potential adversaries.